Hey guys, welcome back to the Cult Classic Kids Show, and today we have to bring up something that was dead and buried a while ago, and it's actually harps back to the most viewed video on my channel, being the Netflix Cowboy Bebop live action abomination. It's crazy that the channel has grown so much since those sets of videos that I did make discussing this poor live action adaptation of one of my all-time favorite animes being, I mean, you can see right there, Cowboy Bebop. I love the show so much. It's one of those things where as a child, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I didn't understand it, but when I became a teenager, I gave it another go and I was truly obsessed with it. Something that I watch just about every year. Um, I really can't help it. It's one of those things that's so easy to go back to and so easily it catches on so easily. You can watch the whole thing from start to finish every single time. The anime truly, it's one of my all-time favorites, man. It's so influential. It's so important to anime, the medium as a whole. And Netflix took to their usual nonsense and completely butchered what is an all-time well-respected anime classic. And it's interesting because us fans, longtime fans of Cowboy Bebop, we were very vocal about the garbage shit that they were trying to force down our throat. And it seems like we weren't the only ones displeased by Cowboy Bebop. Matter of fact, the creator, Watanabe himself, seems to absolutely think it was a pile of dog shit. And here we have a article from Bounding Into Comics. Shout out to Spencer. Link to the article will be in the description below. Cowboy Bebop creator Shinichirō Watanabe says he was only able to stomach one scene of Netflix's live-action adaptation. They say it seems that it wasn't just fans who were unhappy with Netflix's absolute mishandling of the beloved space western series, as original Cowboy Bebop anime creator Shinichirō Watanabe has admitted that he couldn't bring himself to suffer through more than one scene of the streaming service's live-action abomination. The veteran anime director shared his opinion on the widely panned, canceled 3 weeks after its premiere adaptation during a recent career retrospective interview given to Forbes' Ali Barter. Following a brief look back of his past portfolio, including such works as Blue Comet SPT, Lasner, Gundam 0083, and of course Cowboy Bebop, Watanabe was asked for his thoughts on Netflix's Cowboy Bebop, to which he revealed that he was, to say the least, not a fan. For the new Netflix live-action adaptation, they sent me a video to review and check. Recalled Watanabe. It started with a scene in a casino, which made it very tough for me to continue. I stopped there and so only saw the opening scene, he confessed. It was clearly not Cowboy Bebop, and I realized at that point that I wasn't involved, it would not be Cowboy Bebop, he added. I felt that maybe I should have done this, although the value of the original anime is somehow far higher now. I mean, yeah, clearly. And to be honest with you, garbage garbage like this that comes out only proves that creators such as Watanabe are to be treasured and appreciated, man. Not only did Watanabe share his distaste for Netflix's adaptation, but he also opened up about his general distaste for the Hollywood machine. Back on the Animatrix, I first got to work with people in Hollywood, he said the director, reflecting on his short for the animated The Matrix anthology kids story. Working with those kinds of people is always difficult. This is because at the beginning they promised me that I could do whatever I want, but that's just lip service. So he definitely understands how Hollywood works, which, you find out the hard way, sadly. And that's how creators are constantly stopped from being able to bring their vision to life. Actually, I had a big altercation with a Hollywood producer on the Animatrix, Watanabe recounted. He would always come with these stupid requests, just so he could identify his own contribution, he continued. As the requests were stupid and made no sense, I rejected all of them. Unfortunately, I couldn't win in this situation, so I had to concede on some of these things. I learned from this bitter experience, though, the director affirmed. For subsequent projects, I became smarter at handling people who wanted to interfere. In that, I would send back very small corrections or adjustments just before the deadline. And that tended to work. In Japan, you sometimes get producers that are similar to American ones, Watanabe said. You also sometimes find good producers in America. The original producer on the Animatrix was a very good guy, he noted. He understood my work and didn't give me stupid requests. However, he had to leave due to family issues, but his successor, called Spencer Lamb, was awful. Yo, freaking Watanabe just laying it down, bro. He's just like, dude is brutally honest. Big respect to the guy. So many requests, he frustratingly stated. Change this, change that. It was very frustrating, and if these requests were coming from the Wachowskis, I would at least respect that, as they came up with The Matrix. So who was the new producer compared to that? He explained that he was the gatekeeper to the Wachowskis, and unless he could be convinced, he wouldn't bring my work to them. In handling this situation, Watanabe said that when I was in Los Angeles for the recording sessions, I told the team that if I saw that producer, I would just punch him in the face. The producer ended up coming to the recordings, which is unheard of. Yo, what the heck? That's crazy. Of course, Watanabe is far from the first Japanese creator to express massive disappointment at the West's handling of their creations. Yeah, it just goes to show what kind of dude Watanabe is. He's just like, look, the creators of The Matrix, I would totally try to respect their work. But clearly in the West, they just pissed all over his work. Most notably, among such creators is original Dragon Ball mangaka Akira Toriyama, who, after witnessing the James Wong disaster that was Dragon Ball Evolution, felt the need to produce Dragon Ball Super in order to undo the damage of live action outing doing to his legacy. Yo, Watanabe just fucking punching down on Hollywood. Love to see it, man. The dude is such a great creator, and it goes to show what kind of guy he is to go out of his way to respect other people's work, other people's creation. And in the West, it just goes to show that Hollywood, Netflix, whatever you want to call it, the machine, they don't give a shit about any of this great work. They just know that it has an audience, and so they continue to want to steal the rights as to be able to make a bastardized version of Netflix's Cowboy Bebop. And shame on the fake ass fans who tried to defend that garbage Netflix adaptation. It was absolutely trash. I do remember getting people trying to say, "Oh, Watanabe is totally cool with the shit going on." Watanabe didn't even watch it. And I remember my biggest video obviously being, that why did they have someone casted to play Ed, and they were non-binary? It's not who Ed is. Ed is a female. And I got a lot of pushback from that, but you know what? It helped the channel immensely. A lot of people discovered me, and that actually did like my video and thought it was interesting coming from this perspective of someone. I am an actual tomboy, and to me, Ed doesn't want to be labeled in a sense, but if you had to label her, she would, in a sense, be a tomboy, because she does admit to being a female, and sometimes she's not necessarily the most feminine. So yeah, if you had to label Ed, which I don't think is necessarily appropriate, you'd have to say she's probably just a tomboy. And there's plenty of other things that the show does that's absolutely dreadful. I just remember watching the trailer, the opening, and it just felt so cringe and shit. Total disrespect to Watanabe and all the people that worked on the original Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop is so influential and important, and honestly, Netflix really just needs to stop adapting anime. Respect anime by not adapting it into live action garbage. It really needs to stop. Cowboy Bebop. It's sad that that's like probably one of the last tastes of Cowboy Bebop that's left on people's mouths, and it's like it's like trying to eat vomit. That's literally what Cowboy Bebop is. It's like this bastardized attempt that's totally disrespectful and disgusting. And honestly, man, Netflix should be ashamed of itself. And you know what? I feel bad for Watanabe. The dude clearly didn't want to see this, and for good reason, man. All I can say is he did in fact get further than me because I ain't watching that fucking trash. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this. If you can, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Follow me over on Twitch or Twitter if you want to continue the conversation. And guys, with that being said, I'm out. Peace.